Welcome to the Deezyii report. Don't you know I love haters? I love them all, man. If I could hug them all, I would hug them all. Now, let me see if I can get this working. Okay, I gotta open this up, son. My bad, y'all. Trying something new here. My bad, guys. Messing up. Messing up. Okay, so. Bet. Go. Can you see me? Can you see me? All right, good. Okay. Now, I saw the Blue Beetle trailer. Thought of it as it's kind of cool. Sort of has a different feel to it. Basically, you see the kid in the beginning, see the mansion. Then basically he goes and gets some type of thing or something. He didn't look at it. He was talking with his girlfriend, I believe. And then it was a beetle. The beetle took over his body. His family in there was going crazy. And of course, George Lopez is in it. So we're going to have a lot of comedic side. Now, the suit looks great. They need to work on the CGI a little more. I would make this CGI a lot better. You know, just my opinion. I would try to clean up some things. The suit looks good. I mean, has a premise. Then, of course, we have Susan Sarandon, who looks like she's going to be the villain. Now, the thing I fear is I don't want this to be cheesy. Warner Brothers and Discovery, this is mainly the Discovery side. What's up, Still the King? This is basically the Discovery side. Discovery wants to put this movie out. James Gunn is highly anticipating this movie. He likes it. This is going to basically start off, you know, it's a little introduction. It's not really the start of God and Monsters. God and Monsters is basically, I believe, going to start off, with Superman Legacy. That's basically what's going to be the movie that is going to let us know as DC fans if they're going in the correct direction. Now, Blue Beetle is basically we're going to see if this jumps off. Then I think after this, we got Aquaman 2. Not sure. But I know we got Flashpoint. Then we're going to have Blue Beetle this summer. And then we're going to have Aquaman 2, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Now, one of the things, make sure this stays. Okay. Now, one of the things that, hold on. Let me put this down a little bit like that. Hold on, I gotta adjust this a little bit. All right, here we go, because I'm not that tall. All right, here we go. So basically, one of the things that I want to see from this is, are we going to get, from this Blue Beetle, what are we going to see? Is this going to be a character that's going to be reused, or is this just a one-shot character? If this film does well, will it be Elseworld, or will it be a part of God and Monsters? God and Monsters. Now, one of the problems that I feel from it that I saw is it looks a little bit kiddish, childish a little bit. The character they picked for him, he's okay. I really never was into Blue Beetle like that, so I have to do some research on it. But from the trailer, it looks pretty good. I like the design. I like the way he had the sword at the end, had the little Gundam type of sword. It looks like he's able to create whatever. It sort of reminds me of Ant-Man. That's all it really is another version of Ant-Man. So, but from the trailer, it looks okay. I just fear if it's going to be gimmicky. It just seems very gimmicky. It just seems like it's going to be more for jokes and funny, and mainly it's going to be for the kids. The kids, I think, will gravitate towards it. I think they can sell merchandise from it because of the Blue Beetle. So it'll be interesting. But now with them creating the Blue Beetle, are we going to get a Static Shock? There has been no word about that. I believe we should get a Static Shock. I think Static Shock would have been a great movie to introduce in God and Monsters. And I think Static Shock would be definitely better than Blue Beetle. That's just my opinion. You know. But the trailer, I say, was like 2.5 out of 4. The designs, they were cool. The characters, I'm not real sure about the characters. I'm not real sure. You know, so I'm gonna look up the Blue Beetle. You know. Give y'all some information on it. Who is this texting me? People always want to text you. 2 hours. All right, so I'm gonna look at this Blue Beetle. Now, Blue Beetle is the name of 3 fictional superheroes that appear in a number of American comic books published by a variety of companies since 1939. So this is probably one of the first characters in a while. So the most recent of the companies to own the rights to Blue Beetle is DC Comics, which brought the rights to the character in 1983, using the name for 3 distinct characters over the years. Now, the publisher was Fox Comics, Hoyoke Publishing, Charlton Comics, and DC Comics. Now, the first appearance of Blue Beetle was in Mystery Men Comics. Okay? It was created by Charles Nicholas Wachkowski. The characters are Dan Garrett, Ted Cord, Jamie Reyes. So I believe they're going with the Jamie Reyes character, which is the most recent character. The other 2 were way back in the day. So here is the cover of the Blue Beetle, October 1940. The cover artist is unknown. It's possibly Ed Ash. But this is the first cover, of the Blue Beetle. Okay, so if you want to go look that out, check it out. You can go check that out. Now, its first publication was 1939 to August 1950. Then it picked back up in volume 2, which was February, August 1955. And then volume 3, was 1964 to 65, volume 4, 65 to 1966, and the recent volume is September's 2016 to 18, and it hasn't been picked up really. Now, the main characters, Dan Garrett, he basically did volumes 1 through 4. Ted Cord was 5 through 6. And volumes 7 through 9, they introduced Jamie Reyes. So this is a comic book that comes and go. Like it'll come, then it'll disappear, have a hiatus, then it'll come back. All right, now. So the original Blue Beetle was created by Charles Nicholas Wachkowski and Fox Comics and later owned by Charlton Comics. The first Beetle was Dan Garrett, later spelled Dan Garrett with 2 T's instead of just 1, who initially gained superpowers from a special vitamin, which was later changed to gaining powers from a sacred scarab. The original Blue Beetle was featured in not only his own comic, but also a weekly radio serial. The second Blue Beetle, created by Charlton and later taken over by DC Comics, was the successor to Dan Garrett, known as Ted Kord. Kord jumped to the DC Comics universe during the Crisis on Infinity Earths, alongside a number of other Charlton Comics characters. The second Blue Beetle later starred in his own 24-issue comic book, which Kord never had any superpowers but used science to create various devices to help him fight crime. Sounds a little bit like Batman, right? He became a member of the Justice League of America and was later killed during the prelude to DC Comics' Infinity Crisis crossover. The third Blue Beetle, created by DC Comics, is Jamie Reyes, a teenager who discovers that the original Blue Beetle Scarab morphs into a battlesuit, allowing him to fight crime and travel in space. This is the character they're going to use in this movie coming out this summer. It's Jamie Reyes, the third Beetle. All right. Now, he fights crime, travels in space. Over the years, Reyes became a member of the Teen Titans and starred in 2 Blue Beetle comic series. In DC Comics 2011, the New 52 reboot, Jamie Reyes was the primary Blue Beetle character, only occasionally referring to past versions, with the subsequent continuity revision DC Rebirth. The previous versions were restored. Okay? So you had Dan Garrett, who is the original. I'm not going to get all into it. I don't want to be all day on here. I know you guys don't want to hear that. But, Jamie he lives in El Paso, Texas with his father, mother, and little sister. So Jamie Reyes is the character they're going to use. So this is kind of smart. What they're going to do is, it seems like they're targeting Latinos and Latinas. So this is going to be good internationally as well as locally. What's up, Love and Success follows me. So Jamie Reyes, now remember, it was 3 Beetles. I'm not going to get into the whole publication and what happened, because that's going to be all day, and I know everybody don't want to hear it. You guys can look up that information for yourself. Now, the Blue Beetle, like it was saying, the characters, they derived it from 3 different places. Okay? Now, the first one, which was Dan Garrett, he gained his superpowers from a special vitamin. Now, later, they changed his origin again by saying he gained his powers from a sacred scarab. That's what you saw in his hand in the trailer, was the Beetle Scarab. And then the second Beetle, which was Ted Kord, all right? He was the successor to Dan Garrett. Now, Ted Kord, he basically got his powers. He never had any superpowers. He just used science to create various devices to help him fight crime. So he just developed it. He used his mind and the ability to create technology, and he used that to his benefit to create weapons and everything to fight. Now, the third one, Jamie Reyes, had a sacred scarab, which is the beetle, and he gained his powers from that, which morphs him into a battle suit, allowing him to fight crime and travel in space. So he can fly through space. So this is the character they chose to pick, which I believe is the right thing to do. We don't need to go all the way back to Garrett, who is the original Blue Beetle, to basically get a story going, because that story's so old, it went out of business. Nobody remember that story. Ted Kord probably would have been okay to use, but the Blue Beetle never really was that great of stories. It was good when it crossed over to other characters. I don't know the characters off my head, but you know, you know. So that's the thing. Now, do I believe this is going to be successful? From how it looks like it's going to be straight. The issue I have is how much are they going to involve the family? I don't need the family in every scene. This is what killed Shazam Part 2. Okay? And it's sort of looking like it's about to take that type of direction. Is they're incorporating the family way too much? Like, that's cool. You want to have a family feel, but don't let the family and jokes and humor overshadow the concept of what you really want to do, which is make this a movie or create a character which you can use later down the line. You see, the thing that's the problem with DC never has direction. They always go against the fans. If they, not DC, but Warner Brothers. If Warner Brothers has something that's successful, they go away from it. And they do something gimmicky just to sell merchandise or to grab headlines or just grab regular people. You know what I'm saying? So the issue is, to me, is this movie going to focus on the character? Is it going to develop the character? Is it going to have a strong villain? That's the issue. The villain, I don't know who the villain was. Maybe if you're a Blue Beetle fan, you could tell me. It looked like Craven a little bit, but I might be wrong. But that'll be not Craven. That's Marvel. But it looked like a depiction of him. I forgot the character's name, but I can't think of the character's name. But let's see. Trying to see. So I don't know. No, it's not that. It's it might be La Dama. Because it's saying La Dama, the aunt of Jamie's friend Brenda Amparo Cardenas, is the biggest crime lord in El Paso, Texas, and the closest thing to an arch enemy for Jamie. She is well aware of her dual identity, with Jamie also being aware. So Susan Sarandon could be playing La Dama. Let me check it out. Okay, yeah, the movie. Let's see. Okay, so Susan Sarandon is playing Victoria Cord. So that might be the previous character, Jeff Cord's wife. You know, that might be that. Because the second villain was Ted Cord. So she might be the villain. She might be coming to retrieve the artifact, because remember, Ted Cord died. Remember, he died and everything. He died during the prelude to the DC Infinite Crisis. And I believe Jamie Reyes was coming back from the future to try to save him or protect him. And don't quote me on it, but I think he tried to come back to protect him, but he died. And then that's when Jamie Reyes, of course, took on the Blue Beetle. So it doesn't say anything here, but like I said, I'm not too familiar with Blue Beetle, but so like I said, this is a movie that's going to jumpstart everything. Could this movie actually, be successful? It could. But the thing is it going to have a good story? I don't want to see the family. George Lopez, I know he's going to have his humorous side. He's going to, he's going to bring laughters. He's going to have laughters, he's going to have fun. But I don't want his laughter and humor to oversaturate the movie. Because then you're going to turn the movie into a one big cluster F. We had that with Shazam. All these weak jokes that never landed. Made it an okay movie instead of making it a great movie. Now, the suit is something that I really like. Okay, Carapax, the Indestructible Man. I see a lot of people are talking about the trailer, so I'm going to check it out. I've never heard of Blue Beetle. I've heard of Blue Beetle Love and Success, but it never really was big. Like, it was one of the first comics because it came out in 1939 or 1940. But it never really was something that Look, I'm going to just be honest. It's just a side character. The main characters in DC that needs to be in fruition is Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Those are the three movies that are really going to take DCU and Warner Brothers Discovery to the top. All these other guys, Aquaman, Lobo, all of them are side characters. Green Lantern, side characters. They're not the main characters. They're not the ones who bring the bank or money into DC. The order is Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. That's the order. Those are going to be the three that is going to get it popping. That's why I was saying the Superman story, Legacy, got to be on point. Batman, Bold and the Beautiful, every Batman, that'll be on point. The Wonder Woman origin story, that definitely has to be on point. So you got to be able to hit those marks. Those are the three main ones. Nobody cares about Blue Beetle. I'm just going to be honest with you. Whether this movie sells or don't sell, nobody cares. Yeah, Martian Manhunter. But Martian Manhunter, I would want to see a movie, but Love and Success. You can actually bring Martian Manhunter in on Superman or bring him with the, what's their name? Green Lanterns. He could be with the Green Lantern Corps. So my thing is we need those three to get it popping. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. What's up, Christian? He said this movie looks lame as hell. It does. Like, the movie looks very childish. It looks like a weaker version of Ant-Man. I'm just being honest. It just looks like a weak version of Ant-Man. Are they going to incorporate the family a lot? I don't want to see the family. To me, this movie is I just don't know if this movie going to hit. The suit looks good, but you need to work on the CGI a little more. The CGI looks kind of rushed, but I know they're trying to put out a trailer. They'll probably clean that up later. But I just think it's going to be George Lopez making a whole bunch of funny remarks as he's going to be funny because he's George Lopez. And then you're basically going to have him learn how to use the suit. He's going to fight bad guys, get his ass kicked early. Then at the end, he's going to win. It looks predictable. I agree, though, Christian. It does look lame. Yeah, it looks like an off-brand of Ant-Man. But except Ant-Man was a better character. Like, Blue Beetle has had 3 different characters. You had Garrett, the first one, who, what did he do? Did he have powers? Yeah, he got superpowers. He got superpowers from eating a pill. So that's how he gained his superpowers. The second guy, Cord, he basically he didn't have powers. He just created technology to help him fight crime. He had different gadgets. The third one, which they are depicting the film on, which is Jamie Reyes, he has a sacred, like a sacred or sacred, whatever you call it, and the Beetle comes alive helping him fight crime and travel in space. He can travel anywhere. So he's basically like a souped up, he's like a mixture between Ant-Man and Iron Man, if you want to think about it. It looks like it's going to be corny as Shazam. That's what it looked like. It looked like it's going to be corny. Like I said, man, you spend your money on this. I'm not going to tell you. I give the trailer 2 or 2.5 out of 4 stars. The trailer to me just looks very corny. It looks very predictable. Like I said, they're going with the character Jamie Reyes, El Paso, Texas. Shout out. That's where I'm at, El Paso. I'm an El Pasoan now. But I mean, it just looks very gimmicky. It just looks very, very like predictable. I don't really see nothing. The suit I love the suit. The suit looks great. But Blue Beetle is nothing but another side character. We as real DC fans don't give a shit about a Blue Beetle. We don't. We want Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. If James Gunn have those 3 knocked out the park, it's a whole new ball game. But this Blue Beetle, Flashpoint, I think is going to be great. Blue Beetle, I think is going to be mid. And then I think we got Aquaman 2. I'm not sure. But if he can at least, if he makes some money off of this, I don't know the budget of this movie. Let me see the budget. I want to check out the budget. Blue Beetle. Yeah, exactly. Love and Success. We should be getting a Static Shock, but we need Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman to sell. If that sells, we can get Static Shock. But if it doesn't sell, we're going to be left with bullshit. That's just how it is. Blue Beetle is in the animated series, the Batman Brave and the Bold series. Blue Beetle was ass in that show. Nobody cares for him. We only care that we got another Batman animated show. Exactly, Christian. That's why I said Blue Beetle was not a big character. That's why I'm saying, you know, if okay, so the budget is 120 million. If they at least, I think this is going to sell more internationally than it is locally. If they can sell over 200 million, 220 million internationally, and at least sell about 80, 90, maybe 100 here, that'll be a success in my opinion. But I just don't really see this movie bringing everybody out to say, oh, I'm going to see Blue Beetle today. Let's go see Blue Beetle. I'm going to see Blue Beetle. Why am I going to go see Blue Beetle? You know, it looks okay. I wasn't blown away. Yeah, I knew B. Wyatt was coming, man. This movie hella random. It is. Like I said, B. Wyatt, don't take I don't know. No, Dwayne Johnson is not working with DC. Dwayne Johnson will never work for Warner Brothers Discovery again. Robo Venom. He reminds me of a mixture of Ant-Man and Iron Man. It's like Ant-Man and Iron Man in one character. That's what it reminds me of. Whoever made his decision is either fired or going to be fired because Blue Beetle will only make 190, maybe 200. I agree, Christian. I agree. But if it makes 190 or 200, that's good because they only have a budget of 120. So if they can at least, it's only 120 million. That's the budget. If it can make at least 190 or 200, that's a steal. That's a steal in your pocket. But I just don't know if it's going to make that like that because it just doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't come off as, man, I'm finna go see Blue. Hey, man, yo, dog, I'm finna go see Blue Beetle. You finna come with me? Yeah. It just look lame. Black Adam, they're gonna bring Black Adam probably. Like I said, Love and Success. It's going Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. If we don't get those films to hit, you will not get no more Shazams or Black Adams. I'm just being honest. Shazam and Black Adam, we might not see them for another 3, 4, maybe 5 years. If that. We may not get them again. But I'm going to be honest with you, Love and Success. Shazam and Black Adam, they were mid in DC Comics. They're mid. The best comics are Batman, Superman, and really is Batman. Batman is basically the best one. Like Batman is like the biggest selling comics. It just is. Superman is okay, but Superman is hit or miss. Superman is either a hit or it's a miss. So it's really Batman. Nobody really cares about Shazam or Black Adam unless you're a hardcore DC comic fan. I'd rather a Booster Gold movie. Dude travel back in time to be as seen as... Oh, we're going to get a Booster Gold, B. Wyatt. That's going to be after... I think that's going to be... I think after Batman and before Wonder Woman's story. But we're getting a Booster Gold. We're getting a Booster Gold series, B. Wyatt. BB seems more lit than Secret Wars in the Flush movie. I don't know, Cowabunga. We'll see. It looks kind of mid, Cowabunga. I mean, but hey, if you like it, cool. Make sure you guys smash that like button. We got 10 people in here, only 2 likes. If you're not going to donate to the Cash App, just hit the like button. That's all I ask you to do is hit the like button. Exactly, Christian. The Rock got the Disney bag. He good. Yep, B. Wide is over for Shazam movies. What's up, One True? Batman 2 is supposed to have Clayface in it, but not the version me and you grew up on. Well, B. Wyatt is... Matt Reeves is making everything grounded. He's going to make everything towards the real world. He's not making it... How do I say it? He's not going to make it supernatural or anybody with powers. He already said that. So I expected that. I think it's still going to be a good movie. He's just not going to go that route. I'm more towards James Gunn type of Batman because I believe down the line he'll give us the Clayface that we want. Flash, the only movie I'm looking forward to this year. Yeah, me too, B. Wyatt. When does Blue Beetle come out? Come out this summer, Christian. I don't know what's the date. Let me look it up for you. I got you, bro. I got you, little broski. Okay, it's coming out August 18th, 2023. The Blue Beetle is scheduled. August 18, 2023. Right, B. Wide. He's going the Christopher Nolan route. Yep. Exactly. So that's what Matt Reeves is doing. Yeah, the Mr. Freeze and Matt Reeves vision, I think that's going to be great too. Like I said, I just want Superman to hit. I just want Batman to hit. And I want the Wonder Woman series to hit. If all of those hit, everything's going to be fine. Doesn't matter about not Doom Patrol, whatever that thing is called. The Authority, also Waller, Peacemaker, all of them are subsidiaries. We need the big umbrellas to hit. Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman have got to hit. That is the only way that DC will be successful. Probably won't use Mr. Freeze if he's trying to stay realistic. He could use Mr. Freeze, B. Wyatt. He could use him. He probably could use him who has a freezing gun. And probably has something hooked up to him that keeps his body cold. He said I still wasn't a fan of Batman. I mean, be wise, some of y'all wasn't. I was a fan of it because I read the comic book before. The comic book was very good, very detail-oriented, great story. You guys don't like it because Robert Pattinson had the emo kind of look. But Batman was emo in the comic books. And I showed that the Detroit T in the live. You're either going to like it or not like it. I think you guys didn't like him because he didn't play a good Bruce Wayne. No, Henry Cavill is not coming back as Superman, Love and Success. Henry Cavill is done with Superman. James Gunn is going to go get a Superman that is probably in his earlier mid-20s, and he's going to go from there. But he is not bringing Henry Cavill back. Henry Cavill was more of The Rock's guy, not his guy. He could use the Mad Hatter or Clock King or Calendar Man. Yeah, he could use the Mad. I would love to see the Mad Hatter. I think the Mad Hatter would be real good in Matt Reeves' Batman. Yeah. Huh? All right. Well, I got to go, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit that notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. If y'all love what you hear, you can go to the description box, hit the link to my Cash App to donate whatever your heart's desire. I will come on later and holler at you guys. Be safe. I'm out. Deezyii.